60-minute video to tell everyone how rich you are and how poor I am.
Surely not.
Okay, so today we've got a video that I really didn't want to have to record. I didn't think I'd have to record, actually. The things have gone way too far, and I'm going to keep this really short for you guys. I don't want this to drag on. For those of you that don't know what's going on, recently announced a new brand. We had a symbolic burning of a subject which is closely related to one of our competitors. They really didn't like it, and so they made a video slandering me, and it's nothing short of character defamation. And I want to say that first of all, Iman, I really didn't think that you'd go so far, which is cool. Like, it's what's done is done and what's said is said, but people get sued for less than this, and I think that it's a very dangerous game to make outright lies about someone, and I think that's where the line has been crossed in this. But it is what it is, and I'm more than happy to completely clear my name in this video and show why nothing said in your response held any substance. But I also want to make this video so you can understand why I've done what I've done, why I uploaded that 10-20 second Snapchat and ignited Wilbert at the end of my video, RIP. So first of all, I have some notes because I really want to just I really want to get the claims, the lies out of the way first, because there really was a lot of bullshit said in that video. You know there was, I know there was, everybody else knows there was, or anybody who's followed me for a long time. Don't get me wrong, I received a couple of death threats last night, I won't lie. That was a bit of a shocker. Yeah, I got a couple, but from people that have never met me before, never seen my videos, never known my stuff, so they don't know any better. I forgive them. If you're watching this right now, you sent me threats, and after you watch this video, you haven't burnt any bridges. It's cool. People act on high emotions, and I completely get that. I also was really shocked that there was an hour-long video made. Like, I did not think it would go to that extent. I knew that there'd be some kind of response. I mean, come on, guys. Like, do you really think that I would go to the extent to ignite that thing on fire if I didn't think I was going to get a reaction? It's all part of the brand launch. It's all part of the finesse. We knew that that would happen. Even when I was speaking to the team before that happened, they were like, what do you think they're going to say in their response? And I was like, I don't know. They'll probably say, the one thing I know they're going to say is, I've got loads more money than you do. And that's exactly pretty much what you did say. That was the tone of the whole video, was, I've got more money than you do, Jordan. I've got nicer watches. I've got nice, I live in London, Chelsea. Great. That's fantastic. I'm really happy for you. But the lies I don't appreciate. The one thing I do think was great, though, was the charity. The £50,000 to the school in Nepal, honestly, that is top form. I looked at that and I sent it to my friends. I cried when I saw that. That's one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. Genuinely, not even taking the piss. That's fair play, man. That was great form. So yeah, I love that one. And in fact, I'd love to come and cut the ribbon when that school gets open in love memory of Jordan Platten. So I'd love to come cut the ribbon and be part of that. So thank you so much for donating that in my name. Now, I'm going to get some of these things out of the way. Let's go through the claims made about me. I live in London. Never said I live in London. If you spent 5 minutes watching my content, you'll know that actually I mention I live in Norwich almost all the time. But I've got a lot of friends in London. As you know, mutual friends in London, you know them as well. So I go down to see them all the time, and I often tie that in with meetings and things like that. Rolex. That was an interesting one. 15 minutes talking about my watch. That's so silly, and it's so silly, and anybody that's been bothered by that, it's just the most ridiculous thing. So just to air that out, okay, I had an old watch that I had when I was in my old corporate sales job, had it for years and years, a Rolex Datejust. They're not particularly expensive watches. Iman, you're a watch guy, you know they're not expensive watches. I just like a Rolex Datejust. That was an old watch I had for ages. I'll throw up a picture of that. And then I've always wanted the diamond dial. Like, I always wanted a diamond dial, and I thought, right, as soon as I can afford to get one, and again, not an expensive watch. I'm not like a watch collector or anything like that. Never claimed to be one. And I never boasted that other watch on my story. I only actually ever posted this one once. I don't even post this one on my story regularly. That story you saw in my lifestyle, that's the only time I've ever flexed a watch in my life. You and I both know you flex watches on a daily basis, bro. So, I'll throw up the receipt for this one if you're interested. I think it was November last year I bought this watch. Throw up a receipt, you can see, hurrah, it's a real one, it's not fake, false accusation. Okay, let's move on. Lamborghini. I never rented a Lamborghini in my life, although I wouldn't put it past renting a Lamborghini. I love supercars, love fast cars, as you know. If you follow me, I know you watch my stories, I see you watch my stories, you would have seen I've done a supercar experience day recently. Love supercars, can't wait to get a Lamborghini. Actually, I'm going to hopefully do that really soon. But yeah, I've never rented a Lamborghini in my life. You know, actually, through our mutual friend, again, I don't want to bring other people into this. I think it's petty, and I feel petty having to answer this stuff. You know that Lamborghini was actually rented by a mutual friend who I just shared that enjoyment with. I went down, I had fun with him whilst he drove me around in that car for a day. Never rented a Lamborghini in my life. Again, false accusation, lie, slander. LinkedIn, I can't use LinkedIn. Man, this one, I don't get why you said this. Like, I don't understand it. So, I worked in corporate sales for a year in one of my jobs. I literally used LinkedIn to sell every single day. I used to sell advertisement packages in digital magazines. The company's called BizClick. You can look on my LinkedIn because you research my LinkedIn. That's the company, BizClick. I was there for about a year, and we would contact construction companies over in the Middle East. I actually managed to speak to the big top dogs in Universal Studios. I done an amazing publication with them. That was all through LinkedIn. In fact, I'll throw up some of them things. You can see the articles, you can see the testimonials. I've used LinkedIn for years and years, man. I know LinkedIn like the back of my hand. I've contacted thousands of businesses on LinkedIn. I don't even know why you said that, because if you watched the first 5 minutes of my LinkedIn video, you would already know that. Bizarre. Agency website not linking up on my LinkedIn. Thank you for that. I really appreciate, because I didn't realise my SSL certificate had ran out. Those of you who don't know, when you click on it, it says there's a privacy notice. It means that your SSL certificate isn't there. And that's just like, basically like a privacy notice that you need to buy with your hosting. I've updated that now, so that's now on my LinkedIn profile. But also, if you watch my content, if you followed my journey, all of you guys who have watched my content, every single one of you, the reason why none of you are fazed by these accusations is because you know from day one, I've always said that I've leveraged my personal brand as a freelancer. I never once had claimed to be a big agency owner. I own a digital marketing agency under my name, under my brand. In fact, in my course, one of the first videos in there literally is going through the freelance versus agency model and why I decided to leverage my personal brand, jordanplatten.co.uk, throughout the stages of my business. So if you knew my journey, if you knew my story, and you follow my shit, then you would already know that, which raises the question, why did you lie about that? Why did you make that up? But it's petty, it's silly. So yeah, I don't need an agency website. Although, that being said, jordanplatten.co.uk, that's what we have leveraged for clients. We've had many people reach out to us through there. We also have used funnels before. We've used funnels to get agency clients. We used funnels recently. In fact, I'll throw up a few of them, okay? There are a few funnels that we've used to leverage, again, my personal brand, the Jordan Platten squiggly writing. That's my brand, which we've used. I've always been very, very transparent about that to everybody in my following, and it's something that I've always talked about. In fact, though, whilst we're on the subject, and something I really didn't want to talk about just yet, is part of this Affluent launch, the new brand that we're launching. Something that we've been working so hard on in the last 6 months is actually rebranding our agency. So as part of the Affluent.co launch, we are going to be launching the Affluent agency as well. Okay, that brings in a couple of other members of our team. It's a massive project that we've been working on, a new website for the agency, all of that fun stuff, because we have kind of realised the pros and cons between longevity and just leveraging a personal brand. And actually, I decided, do you know what? I want a more stable agency brand. So that's something we've been working on behind the scenes. It's annoying that I have to talk about that now whilst I'm trying to clear my name, albeit for the benefit of you. But yeah, that's why I didn't have an agency website. But of course, if it makes you feel happier, very, very soon there's going to be a new agency website. We're going to stop leveraging my personal brand. And yeah, we're going to be moving on to that a little bit more. What else have I got? The message I sent you. We're going to come back onto that because I want to talk about why I reached out to you in the first place, man. But the five clients thing, brilliant point you raised. Absolutely brilliant point. Again, though, just do your research, man. You could have just messaged me. Like it's slander to make an accusation like the fact that I'm making false claims. It's slander to even allude to the fact that I don't have an agency, and we're going to go. We're going to go into that one. But the 5 clients thing, I messaged you on the 1st of March 2018, I think it was, from your screenshot. Right, 1st of March 2018, I had 5 clients paying £1,000 a month. In fact, what I'm going to do, And again, I don't want to have to do this. I'm going to throw up my bank statement. So I'm going to throw up a bank statement from March 2018 where I actually signed 3 extra clients after I sent you that message. I messaged you on the 1st, okay? I'll throw up the bank statement from the 1st to the 31st and you'll be able to see the clients that I had. I think it amounted to almost £9,000 or something like that. Extrapolate that over the course of a year, that's a 6-figure agency. Now, granted, your argument was the fact that, okay, I reached out to you 4 months after launching my agency. Now, throw my hands up in the air. December, I launched my agency. I think it was after the first week of December. I managed to quit my job towards the end of December, but I had to work a notice period. So I actually quit my job between Christmas and New Year's. That's when I went full-time with my agency, okay? So a couple of days before the new year. January, February, March, that's 90 days. That's 3 months in which I scaled my agency to the equivalent of a 6-figure agency, which is anything above £8,000 a month, okay? Now, granted, there's like 2, 3, 4, 5 extra days like in there. Really? Anybody care about that? That's just so petty, okay? So yeah, cool, there's a couple of extra days in there. You can have that one. But really, if that bothers you, then yeah, that's just silly. I just counted it from the day I went full-time with my agency, which was the end of December. Okay. I think that's everything. I think that's my name clear. The dinner thing. Oh, the dinner thing. The dinner thing is a really important point. So we went for dinner in March. Yes, you took me to your favourite sushi restaurant. I had a really great night, actually. Before that message, I had a lot of respect for you. I still actually do have respect for you. But yeah, with that dinner it was nice. We had a really good chat. But you acted like I just messaged you and asked you for dinner. Like, I don't know why you did that, knowing that I've got screenshots. Bang, throw up the screenshot. You messaged me first because you were spying on my book funnel. You were having a little look at my book funnel. You wanted to see what I was doing. And you accidentally bought my course, which is quite funny. And you said, hey, Jordan, look, I accidentally bought your course. You put your hands up in the air. Fair play to you for doing that. And you said, like, can I have a refund? Because I accidentally bought your course when I was looking at your book funnel. So then I refunded you and I thought to myself, okay, this guy is one of my competitors. He's a little bit further ahead than me. Like, I respect that. Maybe I should like meet up with him and we should like have dinner or whatever because you're looking at my stuff. I don't know whether it was because I was a threat at the time or whatever. And I thought, okay, look, this is just silly. Let's just not get into this. Why don't we just have dinner and why don't we just, I'll throw up the message so you can see it. Why don't we just have dinner and, and just talk normally. So that's what we did. But then you started talking in your video about the fact that I might not even have an agency anymore. Now, you didn't outright say that, but you pretty much alluded to the fact that I might not even have an agency, right? Whereas in March this year, right, I sat down with dinner with you face to face and you said to me, and we're talking about clients, you were asking me about new clients. I was talking to you about a new client that I recently just onboarded for my business. And it turns out that that client was somebody's client who was very, very close to you at that time. And it's, again, I really don't want to be disrespectful and bring other people into this. Someone who was very, very close to you at that time, extremely close to you. You know exactly who I'm talking about. They were actually their client and you didn't even know they were leaving them for me. They left them for me. I started working with them. We worked with them for a couple of months. Now, granted, we didn't actually get the best results in the world for them. It was an uphill battle. We taught them a lot, but it was great fun working with that client. But the really interesting fact that you don't know about that client is actually how they found out about me and why they reached out to me in the first place. Now, I don't know if you realize this, but when they had the onboarding call with you, when you jumped on a call to onboard them with this person in question who you were really close to, when you jumped on that call, they found me because they told me my name, my YouTube was in your tabs on Chrome or Safari or whatever browser you use. So they saw my YouTube channel and then were like, okay, shit, who's this guy? Then reached out to me. So it's really interesting that you had my YouTube up when you had that client. But cool, I'm not making this video to slander you. I don't intend to do that in this video. I just want to iron out all of this this bullshit that's been made up about me. So what else have we got on this list? I think that's pretty much everything. I mean, the no agent thing, that's an absolute joke. Like, bro, if you just followed me, like, actually, you don't follow me, but you watch my stories on a daily basis. I know that because my team have told me, because they've seen it, and because I know you've known something's been coming for a while. I've known you've known, hence why you had that video pre-recorded. You knew I was going to bring something out and then you were going to fight back, and we knew that was going to happen. But you watch my stories, you know on a pretty much a daily basis, I show client results. I go into the ad strategies, I go into my actual ad accounts, I show the dates, the times, everything. Really in-depth work with my clients. I visit my clients, you see my clients on my story. Like, in fact, actually, I've got a video coming out within the next 10 days with a client who I managed to help go from one single location gym to 3 locations. We were meant to record it last week, but we're going to be recording that over the next 10 days. So you making that claim is just, that was just absurd. That one actually hurt me because it was just such a ridiculous claim. And for people that don't know me on your channel, they're going to believe that shit. So that's why I've had to record this video. That was just stupid, man. That was silly, and you were acting on emotions, and yeah, it's all water under the bridge. So okay, that's everything cleared. Now, what I just want to cover. For everybody who's wondering what the beef is, why did I do this? I messaged you in the first place. I was cool with you. Like, we're competitors. We're on the same journey. And that's one thing you did say throughout your video. You were really clever about your way of talking throughout your video. You said that all your competitors are on the same journey. You see yourselves on this mutual vision of revolutionizing the online education industry, or the education industry, which was beautiful. But the problem is, Iman, you say that, and you slander your competitors on your story almost weekly. All the time. Anybody that follows you will know that all the time you talk shit about your competitors. You slag them off. You say they're embarrassing. You say that you and your team laugh about them. You do that all the time, yet you're now saying that you're on the same journey as these people. You shouted out so eloquently all of your competitors at the end of your videos so cleverly because you knew that you wanted them to be on your side. Now, I respect every single person you shouted out on your video. Utmost respect for every single one of them, but you only shouted them out for selfish reasons. You shouted them out because you want them to support your video and jump on the I hate Jordan Platten brigade to play the violin for you. And it's just, that was see-through, and a lot of people saw through that. So yeah, that was petty. But the beef is like, bro, I had a lot of respect for you. I had an awful lot of respect for you when I first started my business. That's why I reached out to you actually when I sent you that original message in March 2018. I had a lot of respect for you at the time. I thought, okay, this guy's doing really well. He's a young lad. You're like 18. Like, I'm like, okay, fair play, man. This is cool. Like, we should network. We should link up, and we should see if we can do any work together. And yeah, I had a lot of respect. But then over the months, I really started seeing you do some things which I didn't agree with. The slagging off competitors, okay? You copied one of my YouTube videos. That was a really weird thing. I don't understand why you did that. You word for word copied my YouTube title and pretty much everything. All the SEO was exactly the same because you wanted to debunk my video off the top throne, the How to Start Social Media Marketing in 2019. That's literally word for word the exact same title, and then I called you out on it via message. I said it as a joke at the time because I still had a lot of respect, and I sent you a message, and you were like, thanks for the inspiration, bro. I tried to find that message actually, but you've covered your tracks really well. You've deleted that. So yeah, there was that annoyed me a bit. I thought, why did you do that? And it's just a constant slagging off of competitors. But really the final knife in the coffin for me was the launch of the new brand. It was the launch of Agency Incubator. And you said how aggressive I was in my story. You said how angry I was. And man, I genuinely was pissed off about that shit because I had a lot of respect for you before that, but you have and you and I both know, and everybody knows that you have a very young and impressionable audience, and we do have different audiences, you and I. And I think you've made that clear on your video, and I think this, if anything, is just going to do both of us favours. It's both exposure, it's both publicity, and yes, of course, people are going to be like taking sides now. This isn't about taking sides. This isn't about jumping in a ring. This isn't about doing a rap battle or a diss. Let's be mature about this. Like, I didn't think it was going to go this far. It's stupid. But yeah, the launch. You did the launch and you did the fake PR stuff. And you started like putting the stickers around and everything. And in your video calling me out because I'm a bully, like, bro, like bully. I literally made a 10-20 second Snapchat story. I didn't mention your name once. I was highly respectful. When people messaged me saying, is this about Iman? And so many people, bro, so many people messaged me on that day saying, this is ridiculous, okay? When anybody messaged me about Iman, I didn't entertain the conversation. I just let people think what they wanted. If the shoe fitted, the shoe fitted. And I didn't say anything more from there. I never mentioned your name. I never brought your colleagues into it, never brought your team into it. You've actively SEO ranked my name. Fair play for actually getting that to rank. But yeah, I just thought it was petty. You done the launch, you done the images, and you were pretending that this was magically happening. You done the one in the desert, and then it was like, okay, so this guy's walking in the desert, and then there's this logo like in the desert, and he's like, oh my god, man, like, what's going on here, man, bro? And you're like on your story, like, oh my god, this is so dangerous. Like, I don't know who's doing this, but this is really getting to my head. And and I need to retire. And bro, you did that retirement thing. Like, you literally announced on social media that you were retiring. And like all of your fans are like, no, Iman, don't go. Like, we can't. Like, if you quit social media, we all quit social media. And it was so entertaining to watch. But the problem is you were serious. And like 2 hours later, you were back on social media, right? And I know that was all a publicity stunt, right? But that was audience manipulation. You were manipulating your audience into keeping all their eyes on you because you were just lying to them. And then you ran ads after that campaign saying, I retired, I quit social media, I'm done, I had to rewrite everything I knew. Like, bro, you didn't quit social media. You literally quit for 2 hours, and so many of your team and or your students and everyone, they saw right through that shit, and nobody else has been confident enough to speak up about it. And I think it's about time somebody speaked up about it, which is why I was genuinely angry. I was a voice for the people. The audience manipulation stuff, you really think I've got time to bot your YouTube? Audience manipulation, it's something you don't hear all the time. No, of course it's not. But it only takes for one person to hear me saying it and get inspired by that and think, fuck this guy, I'm going to bot his account. I really think I've got the time to do that, man. So I wasn't a fan of that. I thought it was ridiculous, and the acting was stupid. And over the time, you afterwards you said you were doing it deliberately. You were making it obvious that you were deliberately doing this stuff, and you were deliberately making it obvious, but you weren't. I called out your bullshit, and a lot of people then were like, yeah, you're absolutely right. And then you had to change your tone. You had to change your story. And so you then said, oh, it was all a joke. Like, I'm pretending, guys, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, because of the fact that somebody called you out on it, so you had to cover your tracks. But we don't need to go over it again and again. I just want you to know also that I haven't slandered you in this video. I haven't done any character defamation. I haven't done anything which is spiteful at all. I just cleared my name because I didn't really think you'd go as far as you did. Fair play. You hit back pretty hard, but it's a shame that everything was lies and everything was slander. But one final thing I just want you to know, and I'm sure you've had people reach out to you too, but I've had two very close people who are very close to you reach out to me recently, and I didn't entertain the conversation for long. Two people very close to you who know you from school, who are sending me like information which, of course, I'm not using to air out some information which is actually very damaging to your backstory. You're not as ethical as you think you are. You have not been as honest as you think you have, and you and I both know that, and we don't need to go into it. And I think that there's a different level of respect on whether you can actually slander somebody or not. And I don't want to slander you, and I don't want to air out the stuff I've got. I've got all the messages. If you want to have a private conversation, then I'm more than happy to have a private conversation, by the way. I'm happy for us to sit down and have a chat. We can go for sushi, and by the way, I can buy sushi for you this time. You know, I offered when we did that. You wanted to make me look stupid, pretend that you're so much wealthier than me, so you wanted to make me look silly and that you wanted to belittle me, but you know deep down, I offered, and you were like, no, you buy the next one, Jordan. So I'll buy the next one, and we can talk about that, and maybe I can talk to you about some of the things people have been saying about you, because I really have received a ridiculous amount of messages, and I have a lot of information which is extremely damaging, and I'm not here to air that out right now. I think that we should draw a line under this, and I think that we should just agree that this was very petty. It was very silly. It went too far. By the way, the whale thing. The whale thing was purely symbolic. Genuinely, that was symbolic. That was, of course, that was like a direct dig at you. Like, it was fun. Like, the team, we were loving it. Behind the scenes, there was so much laughter. People knew it was going to happen. Like, we all knew you were going to react. Like, bro, you got such a big ego. Like, you made a 60-minute video to tell everyone how rich you are and how poor I am. You changed, like, the donation thing to 50k into my name. Like, you literally made that video just to say, I'm richer than you. Like, I knew like how big your ego is. I knew you would respond, and I knew I would gain exposure to your audience on our new brand launch, which is exactly what we wanted to happen. Granted, I didn't think it would go this far, but the whale thing, if it's any consolation, was a symbolic fire. It was a symbolic thing. It was a symbolic to what we're doing differently in our business and why I think our businesses are different. It's symbolic to everybody who rewards their students for signing up high-ticket clients, for signing up six-figure clients, because you and I both know we're in this business, let's be real. There's so many people that sign up high-ticket clients, don't know how to get results, don't know how to run ads, don't know how to actually fulfill them. They sign up these clients, they can't fulfill the stuff, they lose the clients. And so I don't think it's a good thing to reward people for those superficial, egotistical things. I think it's a better thing to reward people for consistently generating exceptional results, which is what we do. And that's when you have a business which lasts. That's when you have a business where you have longevity. And mate, you watch my stories. You know about my agency. You've seen the results that we get for our clients on a daily basis, okay? That's what I'm about. I'm about getting exceptional results. And I have no doubts that you and your personal agency have got exceptional results for other people. But the burning of the whale was purely symbolic to the online education industry and rewarding people for superficial things and not actually what they're doing good for the world. Anyway, I'm ending this video. This has gone on way too long than I wanted to. I wish I could put a school in your name. You're quite right. I can't afford just to drop 50 grand on a school. Credit to you for doing the charity stuff. Excellent work. Doing that in my name, I absolutely loved it. But obviously, you're clearly very upset about the whale thing. Let's draw a line under it now. No more responses. If you want to take your video down with the stuff I know you mentioned in there, that's cool. Send me a message or whatever. When I see you do it, I'll do the same for this one. Because it's petty at the end of the day. It's not what either of our brands are about. It's not either of our main characters. But also the charity thing, I have adopted a whale for you. Granted, it's not a full school, but I have adopted a whale for you. I'll be paying monthly for that. It's £10 a month. A lot of money for me, but I have done that, and because I know you're very upset about Wilbur, and I want to do that in respect to Wilbur, who we burnt in that video. So the starter pack is on its way to your house. It should be back when you're back from Nepal. Enjoy it, and I will continue to pay into that to save those whales. So I really, really hope you enjoy that. And guys, I just want you all to know, and this is one thing I really want to say, because I've received some incredible support from you guys, and I've received such an incredible response to the video that we launched. It absolutely blew me away, the phenomenal response I've had from you guys. So thank you to each and every one of you. Of course, there have been a few negative things. When you do something controversial, there's going to be some negative things that come back. We expected that to happen. But a few of you guys acted on high emotion when you saw Iman's initial video about me, before you knew the facts, before you knew that it was actually slander and that it was actually completely untrue. Guys, I just want to set out a final reminder that if you're buying programs based on who's got an expensive watch or who's got a nice car or who's got this, that and the other, you're buying into it for the wrong reasons. You should buy into this program or in anyone's program because you genuinely want success and you get value from their brands and you get value from what they do. Now, I have, without a doubt, granted there are other people in the industry, but I have without a doubt some of the most valuable content on YouTube for digital marketing. My entire brand is built on value. Iman, your entire brand is built on lifestyle. The watches, the cars, the girls, the partying, the getting smashed, the drugs, all of that fun stuff. You know what I'm talking about. That's where your brand's built, because you have a different audience and that's what they love. It's entirely built on lifestyle. You saying that I sell dreams, it's kind of amazing, like, because you and I both know that, and all of my following, and I don't have to justify stuff to my following, they know that I've never ever built my brand on lifestyle. My entire brand, you go on my YouTube right now, every single video, value, 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 value. There's like 3 vlogs in the whole thing. And guys, if you are buying into programs because someone's got a nice watch, or because someone's got a nice car, or because someone's got materialistic things, you're buying into this industry for the wrong reasons, okay? You're buying into brands for the wrong reasons. You're in a very impressionable position where you can get brainwashed very easy, which I'm pretty sure a few of you guys did do when you sent me messages and just silly things. It's only like 10 of you guys who sent silly messages acting on impulse after whatever you'd seen from Iman's response. So I want you to know, if you did do that, I forgive you, and there's no bridges burnt, and I understand that people act on high emotions. And I also want to apologize to my audience. This is not the kind of content I want to be putting out there. I'm sure we can draw a bridge under this. I'm sure these videos will be deleted very, very soon. But it's important that when somebody slanders you and when somebody has an attack at your character, when you know how squeaky clean your character is, that you don't just sit back and let that go, and you make sure that you iron out all of the accusations that somebody has made, which is exactly what I have done. But again, I apologise for having to make this kind of content, and we won't be doing it again. So guys, drama over. It happened. We got a lot of exposure. The brand's coming. It's going to be amazing. Click the link in the description. Sign up for Affluent. It's going to change your life. We're going to do some things which are literally going to revolutionise this entire industry. Things that nobody has ever done before. And I cannot wait for you all to see it. Speak to you all very soon. Cheers, guys.